To avoid total annihilation after Earth's major cities were decimated, humanity launches a massive war against a race of intelligent alien insects on a distant hostile world. By this time, humans had become a galactic civilization. As they expanded across planets, they encountered terrifying spider-like aliens, Arachnids, or simply bugs, from the remote planet Clendathu, located deep within an asteroid belt orbiting twin suns. Despite its distance, the bugs managed to hurl asteroids toward Earth, destroying entire cities. Earth's defenses struggled, and while scientists scrambled to develop stronger weapons, true victory required wiping out Clendathu itself. But the first ground assault was a disaster. The Arachnid resistance proved far deadlier than expected. Human forces suffered massive losses and were forced to retreat. A year earlier, a student named Johnny Rico sat in class sketching two portraits, one of himself and one of Carmen, the girl beside him. Behind him, Dizzy watched silently, clearly smitten, though Rico didn't notice. Their teacher delivered a sobering message. In this world, only power could grant you what you truly desired. After class, Rico met Carmen, his girlfriend, who dreamed of becoming a pilot. They checked their final scores. Carmen aced her math test with 97%. Rico failed with just 35%. Carl, their friend, teased Rico, but quickly backed off after sensing he'd gone too far. Later in biology, students dissected alien creatures. Their instructor explained how the bugs were superior in key ways: no ego, no fear, total societal unity. She also warned of the Arachnids, engineered killers colonizing other worlds. Rico handed Carmen some bug innards, making her gag and flee as classmates laughed. After school, Carl tested Rico for psychic ability. He had none. That evening during a rugby match, Rico scored the final point just before time ran out, while Carmen cheered from the stands. But his moment was tainted when he saw another player flirting with her, Xander, an aspiring pilot. Jealousy sparked tension, leading to a heated on-field rivalry. With seconds left, Dizzy rallied the team and set up a final play. Rico scored, winning the game. Carmen ran to him and kissed him passionately. At home, Rico's parents prepared for graduation. When he revealed he planned to enlist, they were furious. They wanted Harvard, not war. They even offered him a luxury trip to Zegama Beach. He agreed, at first. That night at the graduation party, Dizzy asked Rico to dance. He gently turned her down, still focused on Carmen. Then Rico sought advice from his old teacher, Mr. Rashchak, a retired soldier. Rashchak encouraged him to choose his own path. Just then, Carmen arrived with Xander. Rico, trying to hide his jealousy, pulled her onto the dance floor and revealed he was joining up too. The next day, Carmen, Carl, and Rico enlisted. Carmen entered flight school. Carl joined military intelligence, and Rico was assigned to Mobile Infantry. Before parting, they promised to remain friends. At home, Rico's parents made a final attempt to stop him. His father threatened to cut him off, but Rico stood his ground, saying he wasn't doing it for Carmen, but to earn citizenship on his own terms. At the station, Rico said goodbye to Carmen, who admitted she loved him. They vowed to stay in touch. Meanwhile, grim news emerged. A colony of settlers had entered the Arachnid quarantine zone. Within days, all 300 were slaughtered. Rico began boot camp under the ruthless Sergeant Zim. To his surprise, Dizzy was transferred into his unit. He kept his distance, assuming she followed him. Training was brutal, but Rico showed promise. His fellow recruits revealed their motivations: family, politics, citizenship. Rico remained quiet about his own reasons. He sent a video to Carmen, who watched it fondly just before being summoned to the pilot's cabin. She excelled in training and earned a spot on the Roger Young under Captain Deladier. Her instructor, meanwhile, Rico's unit won a combat exercise using a football-inspired tactic he devised with Dizzy. He was promoted to squad leader and rekindled a friendship with her. Then a video arrived. Carmen ended their relationship, saying their lives were heading in different directions. Heartbroken, Rico admitted he had joined only for her. Soon after, disaster struck. During a live-fire drill, a helmet was removed at the wrong moment, and a recruit was accidentally killed. Rico accepted blame and attempted to resign. Instead, he was demoted and publicly flogged. While Carmen and Xander were piloting a training mission, they narrowly avoided a collision with a giant asteroid, but it damaged communications. The asteroid was headed directly for Earth, and there was no way to send a warning. Rico called home to say he was quitting, but the signal cut out. That day, the asteroid struck Buenos Aires, killing over 8 million people, including his parents. The Federation declared total war. Sergeant Zim begged to be deployed, even offering to give up his rank. Rico, shaken, withdrew his resignation. Now he wasn't chasing love, he wanted justice. Fleet Marshal Deannis announced an all-out assault on Clendathu. Carl, now working in intelligence, pushed for attacks on the bug's nervous systems. Live footage from Ticonderoga Garrison showed troops prepping for battle, expressing their eagerness to fight. The war was about to begin. Rico, fueled by grief and anger, prepared for the front lines. At the station, he ran into Carmen again, but their reunion was cold. Tension flared further when Xander arrived, mocking Rico for being infantry. A fist fight broke out, needing several people to break it up. Dizzy calmed Rico down, reminding him that the Navy and infantry rarely saw eye to eye. To build camaraderie, Rico and his squad got matching tattoos, a symbol of their unity and purpose. A massive fleet moves in toward Klendathu. The assault begins. Infantry forces land on the planet, initially holding back the Arachnids' defenses. But the bugs respond with overwhelming force, and it becomes clear the humans severely underestimated their enemy. The battlefield turns into chaos, with air and ground units falling one by one. Their leader Ace begins to panic, losing his grip. Seeing the breakdown in command, Rico steps in and assumes control. The tide turns grim. Journalists embedded with the troops are killed, and the surviving soldiers scramble to escape the relentless swarm. As they retreat, Rico stays behind to cover his team but is quickly overwhelmed. He's severely injured, unable to keep fighting, and just when all hope seems lost, a bug slashes his leg, rendering him immobile. Back on Earth, Federation News broadcasts the brutal footage of the failed invasion. The military admits their grave misjudgment. Space Force Marshal Dines steps down, accepting responsibility, and Marshal Tehot Mero takes his place. Mero proposes a new strategy: understand the enemy instead of blindly attacking. Scientists begin exploring the possibility that a more intelligent bug species is orchestrating the others. The damaged remnants of the fleet return to the Ticonderoga station, among them Carmen and Xander. At the medbay, Carmen searches the casualty list and is devastated to see Rico's name listed as deceased. Grief washes over her. Meanwhile, Rico's friends come to check in on him. He's still falsely declared dead. In reality, he's badly injured but healing inside a medical pod. Doctors assure he'll recover soon. Once he's well enough, Rico, along with Dizzy and Ace, is transferred into an elite squad nicknamed the Cutthroats. But they don't get a warm welcome. The seasoned troops in this unit are dead serious and don't appreciate newcomers joking about their commanding officer. That's because he saved all their lives. Soon their new leader enters. It's Mr. Raskak, Rico's old teacher. They receive their orders, begin a planet-wide extermination campaign starting with Tango Arilla. First, the air fleet will soften up enemy positions and the Cutthroats will land next to finish the job. The operation begins. The fleet pounds the surface with heavy fire. The Cutthroats land and move through the terrain, eliminating scattered bugs and setting charges in several nests. But during the mission, the ground collapses beneath them, and a monstrous tanker bug emerges, spewing fire and incinerating soldiers in its path. Rico realizes their rifles won't be enough. With no time to lose, he jumps on the creature's back, blasts a hole in its shell, and shoves a grenade inside. The explosion kills it instantly. Impressed by Rico's bravery, Raskak promotes him to corporal. Rico then promotes Dizzy to lead the squad. That evening, Raskak throws a small party to celebrate their success. Sensing Dizzy's feelings, he urges Rico not to let the moment slip by. Taking the advice, Rico asks Dizzy to dance. They finally let their guard down and grow closer, sneaking away to their tent for some private time. But just as things heat up, Raskak barges in with an urgent mission briefing. When he sees they're together, he gives them 10 extra minutes. Their next mission is to check in with Whiskey Outpost, which has gone silent. As the squad advances, Rico spots movement in the mountains but dismisses it. When communication attempts fail, Raskak sends a sergeant to a higher point for a better signal. Suddenly, a flying bug snatches him. With no way to rescue the man, Raskak delivers a clean shot, putting him out of his misery. He tells the squad that if the same ever happens to him, they should do the same. When they reach the outpost, they find a gruesome sight, dead bodies everywhere, and the building soaked in blood. Raskak orders the team to secure the area and request evacuation. Inside, they find a tunnel, evidence that the bugs dug their way in. Near the communication center, they come across a body. Its brain has been completely removed. They hear a sound from a storage unit and discover a traumatized general hiding inside a fridge. He reveals that the outpost never sent a distress signal. The bugs did. They forced a soldier to call for help before killing him. These creatures weren't just attacking, they were studying humans. Raskak tells Dizzy to radio command, while the others prepare for another onslaught. The soldiers take defensive positions, firing with everything they have. The enemy numbers grow by the second. Flying bugs join the swarm. The squad holds out desperately, but it's a losing battle. Just when things seem hopeless, the starship arrives overhead. But the ground breaks apart again, dragging Raskak into a pit. Rico and Dizzy rush to help, but it's too late. The lieutenant has been mauled, his legs gone. He begs Rico to keep his word. With tears in his eyes, Rico grants his former teacher a quick death. Seconds later, a huge tanker bug emerges. Rico hurls a grenade into its open mouth, blowing it apart. Now in charge, he orders an evacuation. But Dizzy's been fatally wounded by a bug that snuck up behind her. As the others kill it, she dies in Rico's arms during the flight. Back aboard, Carmen and Xander are shocked when Rico walks onto the bridge. Carmen is overwhelmed. She thought he was dead. Now in command, Rico demands permission to bomb the planet, but headquarters denies the request. They have a bigger plan for Planet P. Furious over the loss of so many friends, Rico slams his fist in frustration. Carmen tries to reassure him. The next mission is coming soon. At Dizzy's funeral, Rico delivers a solemn tribute. Among the mourners, Carmen watches in silence. After the service, Rico meets Carl again, now a top officer in military intelligence. Carl admits they knew it was a trap. They sent the team anyway, hoping to confirm the existence of a highly evolved bug directing the rest. The price was high, but Carl insists it had to be done. Carl promotes Rico to lead the new Razorbacks unit. Preparations begin for another mission, this time to capture one of the brain bugs alive. Fresh recruits join Rico's command. He grins and calls them veterans already, giving orders to get ready for battle. As the operation launches, the bugs retaliate with a vicious attack on the fleet. Carmen and Xander's ship, the Roger Young, is struck by a powerful plasma blast. The ship breaks apart, killing much of the crew instantly. The pilots scrambled to reach the escape pods as chaos erupted on the ship. Carmen and Xander managed to board just in time, but their captain wasn't so lucky. He was crushed by the massive, slamming metal doors. Ace soon received a transmission. The Roger Young had been destroyed. He immediately notified Rico. Just then, Rico's radio picked up a faint signal. It was Carmen, urgently requesting an emergency landing. She had survived, but as her capsule neared Planet Pi, things went wrong. Carmen lost control, and the pod smashed into the side of a cliff, tumbling into an underground cavern. When the dust settled, Carmen and her team found themselves deep inside the bug's nest. Rico quickly locked in on Carmen's signal and began planning a rescue mission. Meanwhile, Carmen and Xander spotted a swarm of alien creatures closing in from every direction. They armed themselves and fought back, but the onslaught was too intense. Xander was wounded first, then Carmen. Rico could only listen, helpless on the other end of the comms. But the bugs didn't kill them. Instead, they captured the pair alive, something that set off alarm bells. Elsewhere in the tunnels, the Razorbacks continued searching for the elusive brain bug. Suddenly, the creature froze, as if sensing something. Rico realized Carmen was still alive and discovered a route that could lead to her. He immediately ordered the rest of the troops to regroup, then set out with a small team to find her himself. Back in the lair, Carmen and Xander were trying to figure out what the bugs were planning. Quietly, Xander slipped Carmen a hidden blade. She tucked it away just as a bizarre, massive creature emerged, a nightmarish being with dozens of eyes. It crept toward them before unleashing a razor-sharp proboscis that impaled Xander's skull. Carmen, paralyzed with horror, watched the bug drain his brain. Now it turned to her, but before it could strike again, Carmen slashed off its appendage with the hidden knife. The other bugs shrieked in rage, but something held them back. That's when Rico arrived, holding a nuclear grenade and threatening to use it. The brain bug recoiled in fear. Ace radioed headquarters with the bug's exact location. As the team cautiously backed away, the insects attacked. Watkins, badly injured during the fight, made a brave decision. He took the commander's grenade and told the others to retreat. Moments later, he set off the explosive, sacrificing himself to take down the bugs around him. When the squad reached the surface, cheers erupted. Another unit had captured the brain bug alive. Colonel Carl was waiting nearby. Using his psychic abilities, he confirmed what they suspected. The creature was terrified. Carl congratulated Rico and Carmen, clearly relieved to see them alive, especially Carmen. Rico asked if Carl had used his telepathy to help him survive. Carl only smiled and said that was classified. Carl was confident that the Federation now had the upper hand. With the brain bug in custody, scientists could begin studying how it thought, its biology, its intelligence, its weaknesses. The war, he believed, was far from over, but they finally had a chance to win. Later, Rico reunited with Sergeant Zim, the very man who had captured the brain bug. Ironically, Zim was no longer a sergeant, but a private once more. Meanwhile, the Federation broadcasted a triumphant propaganda film showcasing Rico, Carmen, and Ace as model soldiers, brave, loyal, and devoted to their cause. The video celebrated their victory and emphasized that anyone could make a difference. It framed military service not just as a duty, but as a stepping stone toward a better life. Those who enlisted would earn citizenship and the privileges that came with it. The message was clear. The war wasn't over. More soldiers were needed. Let us know your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe for more.